In this lesson, we'll discuss mechanical settings specifically for pipes. So the example I have on my screen is basically a pipe routing layout or a piping system. Piping systems can be a variety of different types: domestic hot water, cold water, hydronic, sanitary, and other types of plumbing and piping systems. Before you route any of your systems, though, you want to make sure you set up and configure the settings. Revit comes with a variety of preset settings based on standards used by a lot of companies, but again, you should review these to make sure they meet your standard as a company and/or the standards that your customer or clients are using. So to see these standards for piping, let's go to the Systems tab on the ribbon. Then on the Mechanical drop-down, if I click the Mechanical drop-down below Mechanical panel, you'll actually see the Mechanical Settings window appear. Now, on the Mechanical Settings window, you have three things at the highest level. One is a hidden line control, basically showing in MEP, regardless of the system, duct or pipe, these are how the lines would be dictated or shown. Now, depending on if you're using a standard for millimeters, metric, or English units, feet and inches, you would see the appropriate unit listed here in the value section. Let's look down, though, under Piping Settings. So go ahead and click Pipe Settings. These are the default values for your pipe system. Below that are angles. This is where you can allow Revit to use any angle within your piping system or specify specific angles to use within that layout. Below angles are conversion, and this is basically defining in the layout of your piping system the main pipeline or any branches coming off of that, the standards that you'll actually use for that pipe type. You're also setting a default offset value as well. The system classification at the top, the drop-down, you can actually see the different types of piping systems that you can configure the main and the branch lines for. Below conversion is segment and sizes. This is where you're defining by material the type of sizes, inside and outside diameter, and where used, piping segments. So you can see on the very top, I have a drop-down for a variety of different types of materials that are used with my piping. Below that is a table listing all of the allowable sizes I can use for the pipe segments. Below segments and sizes are fluids. And again, you have a drop-down on the very top for the different types of fluids and temperatures for which those fluids will flow through your actual pipes. Below fluids are slopes. These are the allowable slopes within your pipe system. And lastly are calculations. Calculations for pressure drop and also for flow when you're running an analysis within your pipe system. Go ahead and click OK. So as a review, in this lesson, we looked at actual pipe settings for an MEP piping system. We talked about how Revit actually comes preloaded with a lot of industry set settings. But again, you should review these settings to make sure they are in line with your company standard and/or the customers you're working with.